Well, I'm sitting here in traffic, and I think traffic is one of the most relaxing places, I guess, if you want to call it like that, or maybe not relaxing, but a time that you can really use to think about stuff during the day. And so that's why I decided to do part of my reflection here, sitting in traffic. Um, I've come to realize, like, I knew that planning and lesson planning was very important. But after this unit, after these modules, I've come to realize that it's actually very, very important. Um, not only for you as a teacher to have everything ready and prepared for your students and to feel better as a teacher and to show, that you're very prepared, but also for the students, it's important for them to know the objectives and know why they're studying and doing what they're doing. It's sometimes it's really hard to motivate, especially adolescents, in high school and middle school. And if you're able to tell them and to explain and make them understand why they're doing what they're doing and why they're studying what they're studying, I think it's more meaningful for them, and it will give them a better purpose or not a purpose, but a motivation to do it well. And sometimes I even remember when I was a student, I remember thinking, or maybe I even mentioned it to the teacher, saying like, why are we doing this? Or why is this important? How is it going to affect my life? How is it going to help my life? And I remember them answering, because I want to, or because I say so. This is what you're doing, this assignment, this test, blah, 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 because I want to, because I'm your teacher and you have to do it. Like imposing their power, I guess. And it really didn't make a difference in me. It was like, it didn't have a purpose, and so it didn't mean anything to me, and it probably didn't stick. All that information I learned that way, it's probably gone by now, Whereas teachers who actually took the time and explained, these are the objectives, these are the standards, this is why we're doing this, we're doing it as a project because it's more meaningful, it's going to be better for you, you're learning better, then it made sense. It's so much better. And I think that's why I grew up to love drama more, and that's why I'm a drama teacher, because my drama teacher in school was so inspiring. She always had objectives, she always had projects, she always had meaningful experiences, real life experiences. I remember we used to go to community service places and plan lessons for the students. Like we would practice them in class with her and learn the material, and then we would go with kids who need it in dumpsters or in really poor schools who never have the chance to learn drama, and then we would go do it with them. I mean, that's real life experience and project based experience, and it's what really stuck with me. And then I also remember my psychology teacher, who is actually now a colleague because she's still working at the school. And again, she always had objectives and she always had a purpose. We always had a vision towards where we're going, and I was able to interview her and for one of the lessons and to observe her class, and I decided to do to observe her and interview her, because I remember when I was her student that she was such a great teacher, and now she's a really great colleague, and she's still the favorite teacher of students. She must be doing something right, and it's because she plans her lessons. She always has an objective. She always goes by the standards, and she makes it relevant, and she makes it, with a purpose or with real life experiences. And she's amazing, and she really makes students understand and love what they're studying. And to me, that's what a teacher is supposed to do, make kids love what they're studying and understand the purpose of why they're studying it, not just because you have to pass a class, but know what they're doing it. I have to say, last semester for me, it was my first semester teaching solo drama. I've been doing some teacher aid, and I was also working as a shadow teacher. But I didn't really, I wasn't responsible of planning and lessons and all this stuff. And last semester in August was my first time working like that. And drama is a thing I'm very used to, and I know a lot, and I have a lot of experience acting and doing that stuff. And I've also done a lot of directing, but never managing a class, planning for a class, grading for a class. And I have to say, honestly, I was a complete mess. Last semester, it didn't go well at all. I felt bad most of the time, and I think the class, especially one of the classes, really felt my stress and my anxiety that I had to teach, and we didn't really get along. And honestly, I think it was because of my lack of preparation. Like, maybe I had ideas of lessons, and I thought they were good and they were well prepared, but I guess they really weren't prepared. And I think that's what happened. I ended up making up a lot of stuff along the way, and I think I was a mess, and I think it was all my fault that it didn't go so well. Oh wait, pause, I have to get in my house. Hold on. Never mind, there's a little bit more traffic. So I was saying I was a mess, and this semester it is such a difference, because since we started learning about lesson planning and objectives and standards, and I actually sat down and read all the art standards and started planning a couple of lessons using the standards and the objectives, because that's what we had to do for the assignments. And I actually started using the lessons that I use for the assignments, and it's really a difference. I am more relaxed. I'm more happy teaching. I feel I'm so prepared for every lesson. I feel I get more ideas as well, setting up the objectives and the standards, and you sort of have more ideas and more vision. So it's like, where do you want to go? And I think it's really reflected. My students, I feel, are very happy, and I am very happy, and we are doing productive stuff. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So lesson planning really does make a difference. And I have to say, for every teacher, new teacher, you have to do it. You have to learn it. And I am so grateful right now. And hold on, I'm going to enter my house. Hold on. So as I was saying, I'm just really grateful to be learning about lesson planning and interviewing the teachers, and observing their classes has really given me a better understanding and an idea of how important it is to plan and to set the objectives and set the standards high, and let the students know why they're studying, what they're studying, and do it fun and engaging, and really differentiating for everyone, and engaging them, using all the scaffolding strategies. I mean, all this stuff, it's so helpful and it's so amazing, and it really makes a difference for when you're teaching. It really does. And for you as a teacher, it's just better, and it's happy, it's relaxing. And then for the students is as well, being able to understand and to know what they need, and providing what they need in order for them to learn. It's really amazing. And I also have to say that the videos that I observed of teachers online, of teaching, and watching the teachers who actually plan and do all these strategies, and have a differentiation strategies, and scaffolding, and engaging, and then project based learning, it's just different. It's so amazing, and I'm really happy, and I hope to continue learning more about it. And I will definitely for sure, with no regret, continue planning the way I've been planning. And I'm very excited to use the lesson that I used for this whole unit, for this module, because it's so good. It's so well prepared, and I've already started, and the students are feeling it and are happy. And I think it's going to be a really, really good result. So I'm happy. Again, I encourage all new teachers and all old teachers who haven't been doing it to really plan your lessons, to have the objectives, and then based on the objectives to plan and go, go from go with the end in mind. Where do you want your students to be at? Where do you want them to reach? What's their goal? And work from there. It really does make a difference. So right now I'm here sitting playing with my son, and now I'm thinking as a mom. Oh, here he is. Say hi. Good job. So I'm sitting here now, not thinking as a teacher, but thinking as a mom. Like, how it really makes me reflect about the whole, planning to differentiate, to consider everyone's difference, uniqueness, ways of learning, and all that stuff. And I'm just reflecting and hoping that whoever my son has as a teacher does that and is prepared for that. And how I would really appreciate that she or them take the time to plan each lesson, to have objectives, to be able to answer to them when they have questions about, why we're doing this, to make it meaningful for them, to, make them love school and not hate school. And I'm already thinking that he's an individual. He's probably gonna learn different ways than his classmates, and I want him to keep his individuality and to be able to, again, love school and learn in his own way, and that his teachers care enough to, again, be able to plan to differentiate. That word really, it's hard to pronounce for me, but to respect all differences and to plan for that, to have different ways of learning, of presenting like we've been learning, to have different ways to show what they know, formative and summative assessment, right? Yeah. And I'm also hoping, that schools and universities change, and they don't only consider scores or math or the visual learners or the logistic learners, that they consider everyone as an equal. I don't know how my son is gonna learn, but I do hope that, again, his teachers are prepared to be able to serve him as he best learns, So I think it's important for me as a teacher to learn all of that and to apply it, because, I'm teaching other people's sons and daughters, and I know that they hope the same thing for them. So, as a mom, I do wish to become a better teacher, because I think of when it's gonna be my turn, right? Yes. Wow. So, that was a little loud. That's my son. He's loud, and he's probably gonna be very dramatic like me, and I don't know, so I just hope that he has a chance, and that he loves school, and that he has a good experience, and I hope to make it like that for other children.